What's up, everybody? Welcome back to By the Book Bonus Bets. This is McDonald. My name is Nejad. And Meg, we spent some time talking college football playoffs yesterday. We've got a couple of weeks before the first round games. So let's talk maybe a game we like in the first round. I'm going to start off. Is that all right with you?
Please do.
All right. I'm going to start off with, I felt like I might be stealing your pick here, because I'm going with Curt Cignetti in Indiana. I'm going with them, and I didn't steal your pick because I already know what your pick is, and I love it, but I'm going with the +7.5 here. I mean, this is one of those situations where, listen, I think Indiana's getting some respect, but we know with Notre Dame, usually there is some inflation in the market when it comes to Notre Dame. I think these teams stylistically are very similar. Good defenses, like to run the ball. I think Notre Dame is probably better, but they don't have the athletes that Ohio State ran at Indiana. And oh, by the way, even though Indiana, their only really big-time game, big-time opponent was Ohio State, They didn't stick with them, but there was some special team stuff that were going on there. And again, I think Ohio State really outclasses a team like Notre Dame. I think this game stays close. I think Indiana, with Curt Cignetti having a couple weeks to game plan for Marcus Freeman and company, I think the edge with coaching goes to Indiana. I think stylistically, they are very happy that they got Notre Dame versus some of these other teams they could have gotten. And I'm getting 7.5 points. I'm going to take it. Give me Indiana.
It's funny, we talk about the strength of schedule when it comes to college football playoff rankings and the seedings, and we talk about Indiana not in a great light because of their strength of schedule or lack thereof, but also we can't fault Indiana for scheduling the two teams that played in a national championship last year and them just not being good, right? Michigan and Washington were two of the best teams last year. They were on Indiana's schedule this year, and they lost their head coach, they lost their quarterback, they lost the majority of their team. It's not Indiana's fault.
And for the record, it was just about a month ago, maybe 3-4 weeks ago, that Indiana actually knocked off Michigan, and we saw just last week or a couple weeks ago that Michigan may be a little bit better than we thought going into Ohio State and winning. And oh, by the way, if you want to talk strength of schedule, I mean, tell me about the Notre Dame wins that are really compelling, because they've blown out a lot of teams. Northern Illinois.
Hell of a loss.
Big time game for Notre Dame, which they lost. Of course, we're being facetious there, but I just don't think Notre Dame has beaten a lot of good opponents either. So I think this is a really a tighter matchup than people think.
Okay, I'm going to talk about a team that hasn't really beat up in any good opponents as well. I'm talking Clemson and Texas. I'm fading Texas at this point and taking 11 points with Dabo Swinney and Clemson. I was shocked to see that this number was what it was. Because 11 points is a lot of points to be in a playoff football game in the expansion this year. But look, Texas hasn't played anyone, and their two losses have come to a good team in Georgia, and they were crushing Georgia, not by score, but just by eye test, football field, stats in the first half of the SEC championship game. Now, penalties were somewhat of a problem, and Sark was upset about it, said it in his halftime interview, but they were only up 6-3. You have to put that game away when you're dominating in the way they were versus the Bulldogs. And of course, then Georgia lost their starting quarterback and still found a way to beat Texas for a second time this season. I think Clemson is going to hang tough because we have the battle of the Texas high school quarterbacks. Of course, Quinn Ewers from San Antonio, but Klubnik from Austin, Texas, returning to his hometown to play the Texas Longhorns. Keep it close, right? I think that this Clemson defense is tough, and I think that this defensive front for Clemson is going to get after QB1 for the Texas Longhorns and Quinn Ewers. So give me 11 points with Clemson. I think that they're a live dog, quite frankly.
That's a lot of points. Just out of curiosity, what do you think the fair line should be here on Clemson?
I thought it would have opened at 7.5. Like similar to your game, because I think that's fair. A touchdown with a hook. 11 is a lot, and it's been going up. A lot of books opened this up at 9, 10. Now it's settled into 11. Money coming in on the Longhorns.
Well, it'll be very interesting to see where these settle before kickoff. But I love the number of +11 for Clemson, and I certainly like my number +7.5 for Indiana. Those are a couple first-round college football playoff matchups for you. That's Meg McDonald. My name is Nejad. We've got a lot more college football and NFL coming on Monumental Plus, but also on Monumental Sports Network with By the Book. Join us every Monday through Friday at 5:30. We'll see you next time, folks.